Well, what I think, bud, to start off with, just get hitting some shots.
Get some data in.
And just see where we are. And give me a target you'd like to aim towards.
Go for the 150.
Aim at the 150.
Where's the wind going today?
It's a little left to right, if anything.
Teeny bit?
A little tiny bit. Do you play any other sports, Harry?
I used to play table tennis.
Table tennis, okay, cool.
A bit of boxing, a bit of MMA. You know, I've been in the ring with Connor a few times.
Nice.
Don't like to brag.
And have you got any physical limitations or any injuries that affect your golf, sir? Apart from your little finger.
Apart from my little finger, no.
What club is that?
8-iron.
Cool. Right, when you're ready, bud, hit some shots. So it's exactly the same as if you're on the golf course. So do you step behind it when you're on the golf course?
Yeah.
Cool.
Go for the whole routine.
The whole routine. If it's not the same here as it is on the golf course, then that's one thing that's already completely different than that. Routine. Apart from like changing your clubs 4 times.
Cleaning the old rooms.
So what did that feel like then?
Felt like I left the club face open on the way through and then tried to save it, so it probably looked just a bit. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Same again.
Yeah. Okay, so first question.
Yep.
Oh, go on, you carry on.
This is the bad thing, is that because I don't know where the golf ball is going,
Yeah.
there I'm just trying to swing natural and just see a straight ball flight.
Okay.
I'm not trying to see any shape at all.
That's exactly what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
On that golf shot? What are you trying to do with the golf ball? You're trying to hit it at target.
I'm trying to hit it, just make my natural swing.
Yeah.
And just see at the moment my natural swing, I feel like I'm just going to hit it neutral.
Cool.
Because I just don't, to be honest, I don't know whether
That's
I'm going to
fine.
get a draw or a
That's
fade.
fine, and that's where we want to be. We want to be swinging the golf club and seeing where it's what
Yeah.
is doing. We can work on that.
That's better.
Yeah, swing.
Okay, so those 2 shots are...
Take good golf shots, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll hit a couple more for you then.
Wow.
What do you feel about the actual flight of that? I know obviously we're going massively uphill.
The flight I think's alright.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not. I think the flight's okay, except for it's the start line, right? So, ball flight trajectory rise. Obviously, we're going uphill. The strike's good. I imagine if the driving range was flat, the flight would probably look about.
It'd
right
look a bit
from
higher, wouldn't it? It would be a little touch higher.
Would it?
Cool. Okay, hit one more, and then we'll just have a little look at what we've seen so far. There's loads of good stuff. You won't say it in a minute, but
I hope so.
there is. It's a nice golf shot. So just come and stand by the Trackman a second, bud. So just talk about why the golf ball goes where it goes first. Well, I mean, you've got a decent bit of knowledge about it already.
Yeah.
So it's nice to kind of recap it. So if I put that little orange marker down, so let's pretend that's target.
Yeah.
Okay, so Trackman measures everything in degrees.
Okay.
So the target's at 0 degrees.
Yeah.
Anything to the right of the target is a plus number, anything to the left of the target is a minus
So
number.
+4 would be into out.
Yeah, exactly. So first things first, the ball always starts where the face of the golf club's pointing. No matter if you swing the golf club out to in or into out, the starting direction about 90% is governed by the face of the golf club.
Okay.
So if you want to hit your neutral-ish golf shot, where do you want the face of the golf club, do you reckon?
Directly at target.
So if you got that face aiming at target around about 0 degrees, that golf ball would start at target.
Yeah.
Okay? And then the direction we swing that golf club through impact, which is called our club path, the relationship between the path and the face dictates the sort of curvature we're going to have. So if you presented, for example, a 0 and a 0, wow, you wouldn't have to go to Mitchelhampton. You'd just
I wouldn't be having a lesson.
And so that would give you your straight golf shot.
Okay.
Equally, if you swung the golf club 27 degrees to the right of target and you presented a face 27 degrees to the right of target, that golf ball would not curve. It will just start where the face is pointing, and you get your big block. You start to see curvature when the face and the path are different.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's the way I try to hit a draw on course. Like if I'm trying to hit a fade, my target line will obviously be slightly left, but club face will still be pointing at the target, so it would be like that, and then I just feel as if I swing along my feet line.
And where do you feel like you would deliver the face if you were trying to do that?
Deliver the face in relation to
the target. The target's at 0 and you're going to hit your fade, for example.
Yeah.
So if you were hitting your fade, you'd want your path out here, yeah?
Yeah.
Through impact. Where do you feel like you deliver that face to hit a functional fade shot?
To hit a functional fade shot, I feel more with a fade. I feel like I'm compressing the ball, and it would be more about there.
So you'd be aiming the face
I'd be aiming
at target.
Aiming the face at target. Yeah.
Okay. So great. That is you're Nick Faldo and David Ledbetter. You play a fade and a draw like Nick Faldo and David Ledbetter would have said how to play a fade. They said start your body where you want the ball to start. Align the face where you want the ball to finish, and that would give you it. Problem is, so say that's our fade. Where's the ball going to start? If the face is at target and the ball starts on line with where the face is pointing,
the ball's going to start on target and fade off.
Start on target and not a fade. You would fail your PGA exams if you call that a fade. That would be a slice. And this is where
away from target.
Exactly. This is where a load of people get it slightly wrong, only subtly wrong, but that wouldn't be a fade. It would start straight and it would drift off, which I think sometimes why you miss your target.
I think the majority of the time.
So to get that functional fade golf shot, and this is where we're going to kind of work a play around with path and face really. Here you go.
So
do you like cake?
I love cake.
You love
I love cake.
Man, I love the cake.
I love cake.
So that's a slice of cake. And if you want to hit a lovely fade, you're going to get your face
in the middle,
and you're going to shove it right in the middle of the cake. So that now would be a functional fade. Let's have a little look at what you're presenting, and this is what I said. I think you're doing a hell of a lot of good stuff. Paths measured from like a foot short of the golf ball to a foot after the golf ball. It's such a small measurement, but I would suggest that that's made up of your golf swing.
Yeah.
Your path number is what you've done on the way up, what you've done on the way through, and that's what's going to create it.
So 4.5.
4.5 on that one. Yeah, so from in to out. And look at the consistency of it. 4.5, 4.6, 4.6, 4.0, 4.8, 3.3, 3.6.
Is that relatively...
You're within a degree. It's brilliant.
Okay.
I mean, imagine the actual if you were going to measure what a degree is in relation to a golf club travelling at 93 miles an hour. It's wonderful control. Wonderful control. It's not neutral. It's drawy.
So what we're looking at is consistent numbers, but consistently wrong.
Well, not necessarily
wrong in relation to other numbers.
Yeah. I mean, let's have a look at now the relationship between your path and your face. In fact, we'll get this. So we know we have got that relationship of path and target. That's what we're doing at the moment.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at face in relation to it. So
where's the face here?
Face is
face angle. Okay.
Okay, so a minus number to start off with.
Okay.
So 0.7. So your face on that one was left of target.
Whereas it needs to be for that 2.3 technically to be.
So in between that, mathematically straight in between, depending on strike, obviously.
So club path 4.6, ideally to hit a draw onto target 2.3
on the face. Yeah.
Got it.
So that one there, arguably, I mean, how you're delivering the golf club at the minute is probably, I think, is stopping it curving a little bit, because that should, I would say, that would be a hook.
Yeah.
That's starting just right at target, but it's 4.4 away from your path. It's got quite a lot of right to left curvature.
Would you say that's down to tap angle?
Yeah. Get on to that in just a second. But you've got there, in theory, a good draw. It ended up 7 yards right at target, but that is a draw.
Okay.
That's a draw. That, if you think, is squeezy. So that's a hook. Looking at those sets of numbers, but depending on a centre strike, I think that's hooking. That's a draw. That's a draw. That's a push. Okay, so we've got one of the parameters to hit a little draw
Yeah.
absolutely nailed down, and one of the parameters is jumping around a bit.
Okay.
So the face of the golf club is jumping around a little bit.
So we just got to get that under control.
Exactly. You said you're quite handsy.
When I say handsy, I don't mean handsy. What I mean is, if I'm imagining a golf shot, I can visualize a golf shot. So you know those shots.
Well, exactly. Your big
slice.
hooking stingers and stuff, where you play them just on instinct.
Exactly. All of those. I'm not a handsy player, but I feel everything through my hands.
Cool.
That makes sense. And I can see the ball relatively well, which is probably why I'm good on going on the range, on the course, and hitting those ridiculous shapes. But then when it comes to becoming reliable and having a stock shot, that's where I tend to waver a little bit.
Stop thinking that because I hear you saying this stock shot. Stop thinking that it's this. It has to be this robotic move that's stable and it's going to do exactly the same thing. Your stock shot
is whatever's most repetitive.
Could be your 80-yard hooking stinger. Gary Woodland yesterday.
Oh mate.
I mean, who'd coach someone at a beginning of golf and go, your stock shot is going to be a low-rising, stinging 3-iron? They go, you're ridiculous. But how many times did he hit that on the back nine? Because he knew that golf shot is going to get him in play. So, what I'd like to look at first of all is this frankly remarkable attack angle.
I think that's pretty.
I'm surprised you said about flight, because at the moment we're presenting 8-iron.
Yeah.
8-iron, 38 degrees of loft on it.
Presenting 20.
17. That's like your 2-iron.
That's absurd.
Scary. Really scary, because we're hitting 8 degrees down on it. I mean, it's not exact mathematics, but if you've got a 30-degree club and you're hitting 8 degrees down on it, you're going to at least present 22 degrees of dynamic loft.
That's insane.
Unless you do something funky at impact. How could you change attack angle?
Ball
really
position.
simply. Yeah,
Ball
alright,
position.
okay. Hit some shots. I'm going to just change the setup on this. Swing exactly the same.
But just
Don't
ball
change
position.
swing, just change your
forward.
ball position. Let's play. And for God's sake, don't move the ball position back.
So move forward. I felt like I moved that about 2 inches forward.
Cool.
Just like-
Let's see what it presents. What do you think of that flight?
That is much better.
Higher, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
7.9.
Okay.
Left it open, trying to save it.
Cool. Path was decent. Golf swing.
That was lovely.
Golf swing.
Okay, that was a very good golf shot.
Good.
Straight over target.
Nice. Good path. Face is working with path. Nice. Is that where you feel like your 8-iron goes? I'm interested.
I mean, I feel like these. I mean, obviously Harry would massively disagree with me on this. 173. 8-iron.
Yeah.
197 iron. Big gap there. Obviously, shallowing out means the hands are going to have to start coming a bit more here, aren't they? Right.
Little touch.
The only thing that I don't want to lose is now that extension, because that's something which I never had when I was younger. I was never able to get. I was always very much like
Sort of flipping it.
here. I was literally like that.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't think you're going to lose that, because you're not changing it at the moment, and we are presenting draw golf shots.
Okay.
What I would like to see is, I'd like you to, and this sounds really daft, really stupid. Oh, I want you to hit something that's a less attack angle than 7.9.
Okay.
Go on. Think of ways you'd make it shallower.
Right. If I'm trying to hit it.
How do you hit it into orbit?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm trying to hit it into orbit, if I'm trying to, I've got a tree in front of me and I've got to hit, and I'm right up into the air. Instead of like compressing it forward, I kind of feel like my gloves like points to the sky on the way through. If that makes sense.
Okay.
I'll come through like that and up.
Let's
So
see what that presents.
More like that. Like that.
Okay.
That's a pretty good number, isn't it?
Lovely.
For an 8 iron, what's to average?
Probably 4 or 5 down, I'd imagine. Yeah, between probably 3 and 5 down, I would say. I don't know off the top of my head, actually. You presented 24 degrees of dynamic loft.
I've really tried to hit that one to orbit. I just fatted it. That's what I sometimes I get a little bit afraid of.
Yeah. But that golf shot's gone 175 and 180.
Okay.
It was a little heavy.
It's just a bit heavy.
You can get away with losing 15 degrees of dynamic loft on an 8 iron. Start to get to 3 iron,
This is
4
when
iron,
it starts to go
and
bad.
we're in trouble, aren't we? Driver, you present. I mean, God forbid. Can you imagine if you presented that with driver?
Yeah.
And those rocks are in danger. It's going to hit there. Okay, so just magnify everything we've been talking about.
Okay.
So it's left toe to start off with, isn't it? It's tilt. It's nice pressure on that right side and keep it all there. And just see where we go.
Left.
Okay, fine. 1-4 down. Parry 301. 333 total. One 8 down. Path going left.
Jesus.
Interesting. Slightly different move, isn't it?
All a bit off the top of the club face.
Well, if you're hitting down and you're on top of it, yeah, it's what's coming towards it, isn't it?
Yeah. Might explain why I've had a few skies with the 3-wood recently.
Yep. Stay behind it, launch up, and I want you to feel like you're launching right with this. Better attack angle, still left. Oh, nearly. Good effort. Look at the light on it. Path 1-1 right.
I've really tried to over-exaggerate that.
Okay,
there.
cool. Face 1-3 right. Swing. Not far away that. Far away that. Path straight, face straight. 0.2 on the way down. Golf shot. Voila. Voila. Overcut, path great. Attack angle great.
Face angle is minus 4.6. It's controlling that, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
That felt like a controlled swing.
Great. Yeah, about 118. Pass good, face is good, attack angle is good. Cool. Make sense?
Yeah.
So, when you practice, how do you practice?
Okay, so I work up through the bag. I go to my drop.
Rounds of golf.
Oh, rounds of golf. Okay.
No. So make it like exactly like when you were practicing a minute ago. Routine is got to go routine. Get a couple of scorecards from different golf courses. Play
through
golf.
on
Hit
the
a
range.
driver. Then based on where the driver goes, hit a shot. Based on where that is, hit a shot. Make it like golf.
Okay.
Lovely.